Good morning. It is going to be a nice day. It looks like it's cloudy, a little bit cloudy. The sun's coming and going, but it's 9:30, quarter to 10, and it's 60. So I think it's going to be warmer. I think I'm going to make sure that I get Aura out on the deck today. We didn't go out yesterday, and I think it's about time to get some fresh air. That's what I think. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. My second cup, but it's my first cup with cream. Trying to break my fast a little bit later in the day because I got up a little early today, so I didn't want to have cream right away. But who's getting who? It's still pretty. Oh, I forgot my lipstick. Let's see. About my, I'm not using any mohair, so I'll just put on my lipstick. And not get fancy with my stain. Oh, look, it looks a little wonky. Maybe I shouldn't have done that live and in person. Oh wow. my lips got plumper. Good morning. So yesterday I did not do most of the things I said I was going to do, but I still had a good day. I didn't clear the table and I didn't do my lemons, but I did knit, which I consider a big plus. I finished the first sleeve on Isabel's sweater, and I decided to, I'm not sure how I feel about this, but I put the gold at the bottom of the cuff at about the same width as I will be doing the edge of the pocket down the front. So that's why I picked that width. I think it's very close. I think this may be one more row or even two. I think the pattern says 3 rows of stockinette along the edge of the pocket, and I was going to do it in the gold. Anyway, so I finished the first sleeve and I have started the second sleeve. So I'm feeling good, feeling like I'm making progress. Yeah. I did decrease a little more than the size I was making because I just felt like the cuff was so big for her skinny little arm that she wouldn't be able to push it over her arm or anything. So I made it a little bit smaller and I think that works. So there you go. I knit. I have this much left of my third skein, which means I have 2 more skeins left, and all I have to do is the rest of the sleeve and the hood and the bottom ribbing. So I'm going to have more than enough. I think 4 skeins of the sport weight is enough for this sweater. This is the Montrealer that I'm making, and it's like a pullover sweatshirt with kangaroo pocket for my granddaughter Isabel. And I'm going to duplicate stitch the eye for Isabel in the front in the gold so that she has Gryffindor colors and a Mrs. Weasley sweater. So there you go. That's my plan. So that's what I did yesterday, and I felt good about that. Aura and I started a new show because we keep, we're binge watch. We watch 3 or 4 shows, 3 shows a day, sort of. Our schedule is kind of funny. She comes down around, well, the last couple days, we've taken the dogs for a walk around 2:15, and she came down after dog walk around 2:30, 2:45. Then we eat, you know, sort of, we sit and eat and talk over the next hour or so, because we eat one meal a day or one time frame a day. And then she and I, you know, while we're still eating, put something on TV, something that we kind of binge watch. And we watch 2 or 3 shows, and she goes back up to her sitting room and her TV around 8 o'clock. So that's our normal schedule. And then I'm down here, you know, doing my thing, which is sitting and reading and knitting and watching TV. So we watched, you know, 3 or 4 episodes of things, depending on how long they are. And we finished The School of Chocolate, which we highly recommended. We enjoyed that very much. It's kind of amazing what they do with chocolate. I mean, unbelievable. So I recommend that. That's on Netflix. And we started watching Great British Bake Off: The Professionals. But these are British professionals, so we didn't have any sort of framework around it because we didn't recognize anybody. The judges are completely different, and everybody was talking really quickly, and we were having trouble following a lot of it, even though we had the closed captions on. So we weren't enjoying that nearly as much. But Liam is on that. If you are a Great British Bake Off watcher, Liam, the charming Liam, is one of the hosts on that, which is fun. So we switched to Baking Confidential? Baking Impossible, which is also on Netflix. Dennis recommended it. I don't know where he heard about it. He certainly didn't watch it. And it is really interesting because they team up a baker with an engineer. And so they have these engineering projects that have a baking component. And the host of this one is Andrew, the cute red-headed Scotsman. Was he Irish? I think he was Irish. The cute red-headed Irishman who is an engineer who won one of the seasons of Great British Baking. So that was fun. I think he's Irish. I'm so sorry. Anyway, he's so lovely and charming. And it's such a fun show because these engineers and bakers just got paired up because they didn't know each other. They didn't come in as a team. And so we watched 2. One, they have to make everything except the actual mechanical parts they have to be edible. Or they have to be out of food. So the first one we watched, they had to make a sailboat. Then it had to actually sail. And it had to sail this distance in this amount of time. And it had a cake on it or something, you know. And the second one was a robot, and it had to go through this this obstacle course, or, you know, around this track. Anyway, it was really cute. We thought it was very exciting, so we watched that. Anyway, that was also on Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, I guess this is boring, and I'm so sorry. My plan for today is to be the plumber's helper or the dog door assistant, because Dennis has some plans to, I think he's expecting a plumbing part in the mail. So that might be my job tomorrow, to be the plumber's assistant, plumber's helper. So we get our sink back in our powder room because our sink is still out. And the dog door, when Maisie wants to come in, and if we put the dogs out, like if we have like the heater guy or the cleaning people or whatever are here, we close the dog door and leave the dogs out. Well, Maisie's like a battering ram, and so it's, time to put in a new dog door. Normally he just puts in a new flap because the flap gets torn, but she's done enough damage to the whole contraption that the whole contraption is going to be put in. Here, I'll show you. It's right. I'm looking straight at it. There you go. That's the dog door. You can see I haven't done anything with my kitchen. So this is the dog door right here that's going to go in. My plan for today is to assist Dennis in his projects, his household projects, and keep knitting and sit outside. That's my plans. Maybe I'll work on the table. As you saw, that was a box of tea that was in the way, but there are other things. Just, you know, random things. It won't take very long to clean. You know, part of it is like, where do I put these things? A couple of them are from the bathroom that are on the sink, so anyway, whatever. Meanwhile, that's what's going on here. That's what's going on here. I brought a couple books back from my parents. Did I tell you that? I brought a book called, I think I did, Undaunted Courage by Stephen Ambrose for Aura, and she's reading it and enjoying it. It's the story of the Lewis and Clark expedition. And now I remember, I did tell you about that, so never mind. But she's reading it and enjoying it. I have not started The Son of the Circus. Son of the Circus is sitting on the table, which, you know, that's kind of the stuff I have, so it's not that hard. Anyway, meanwhile, I guess I'm gonna go. This is like enough rambling. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please. Stay safe and stay sane.